Hi, my name's Jim Worley. I'm the author of Baby's First Bank Heist and Baby's First Jailbreak. And before the gig starts properly, I'd like to read you a story that hasn't been published that I wrote called The Ocean Notion. And I've had a bit of help from my children, Fletch and Charlie, who've done some pictures for me. So here we go. This is The Ocean Notion. Some kids are into horses. Some kids love racing cars. Some kids would like a rocket to take them to the stars. Katie loved the ocean. She loved its mystery, and every night she dreamed of when she'd head off out to sea. But Katie's house was stuck on land 100 miles inshore, with nothing more than ponds and streams around her to explore. And so she sat at home all day and wondered what to do, until a thought washed over her, deep and wet and blue. Why must it be, thought Katie, that the sea is far away, when I could make my own right here inside my house today? She went downstairs to find her dad and tell him her good news. But Dad had gone to take a nap, so Katie let him snooze. She set off looking round the house for everything she'd need. The first thing was the ocean floor, rocks and stones and weed. Pillows worked as boulders, and soon they could be found on the floor of every room, scattered all around. Seaweed was more tricky as it needed to be green. Socks and plants and bits of string all helped complete the scene. Her bed became a shipwreck and the wardrobes were all caves. The house was now a replica of underneath the waves. Next, Katie needed creatures such as fish to swim about. She got to work with colouring and careful cutting out. This done, she took a moment. Now what could be improved? She decided that the sea life would be better if it moved. Katie made her dog a fin and told him, please don't bark. As long as you keep quiet, then you make a smashing shark. With jumpers and some towels twisted round into a tail, soundly sleeping Daddy looked exactly like a whale. Another household occupant made quite a bit more fuss, but in the end the cat agreed to be an octopus. Still, Katie had an inkling that her ocean could be better. That was when it hit her. I need to make it wetter. She turned on all the taps at once and then began to fill bowls and cups and buckets, making sure she didn't spill. These pools took some arranging, leaving Katie unawares of a new and growing problem now developing downstairs. A kitchen tap was running and the sink was past its brim. The downstairs rooms were quickly filled up deep enough to swim. At last poor Daddy was awake, and with a funny feeling that he was bobbing up and down, his nose quite near the ceiling. Daddy swam and splashed upstairs and went to find his daughter. "Katie, what is going on? Our house is full of water." Katie tried her best to tell, but soon became upset. Her dad was looking angry and her feet were getting wet. Up and up the water rose, and so they had to climb. Out of the window to the roof, they made it just in time. Back inside, it wasn't long before the house was filled. When water can't keep rising, that's when pressure starts to build. Upon the roof, the family felt a rumbling where they sat, now dripping wet and comforting their baffled dog and cat. Then with a bang, their house was flying high into the air. "If we survive, I'll nap no more," her dad was heard to swear. The house came down at quite a rate and smashed into the land, and yet it didn't fall apart. They landed on soft sand. As the dust clouds settled, Katie strained to see the view that now stretched out in front of her, deep and wet and blue. Yes, Katie's house had flown itself 100 miles and more, and found a new location upon a sandy shore. Katie beamed with happiness. Even Dad had to agree that this was altogether a better place to be. Right, so there we go. That's the end of my story, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the gig. Thank you very much.
Good evening, one and all, and thank you to Jim for kicking off the evening with that wonderful story. Tonight we're going to be showcasing some of the activities that happen at the Tech. You'll be able to get involved in some as well. But really what it's all about is celebrating and raising some money for local care workers. There are 130 care workers working in the Home Valley in 3 different care homes. And tonight is all about raising some money for them so we can buy gifts, make pamper parcels to deliver to them to say a big thank you from the Home Valley. So enjoy tonight's show, but as we go through the different items, please look out for the crowdfunder. It'll be appearing in various places throughout the evening, and please donate what you can. Anyway, let's kick things off. I'm Dan. I introduce myself. I'm Dan. I run the Soul Choir. Have been doing at the Tech now for 2 years. We've been carrying on through lockdown, meeting every week, learning new songs, making daft videos, which one of which you'll see later on. And we're going to start off the evening with the Soul Choir. I'm going to summon them to help me sing a very appropriate song for this evening. It's the Bill Withers classic, Lean on Me. The Soul Choir, folks.
Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long, so I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. I just call on your brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem, but you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me, 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 call me.
I'll try and put some of the. I can try and put some of the laughing on as well, which is always good. Soul Choir, folks, who lean on me. That song, whether we sing it live or whenever we rehearse it, it's one of those that just gets you right there. So I hope you enjoyed that. We do meet every Wednesday at the Tech, and we'll be doing soon, hopefully. Anyway, before we move on, I think let's talk about lockdown. We've learnt lots of things through lockdown, haven't we? But perhaps one of the most important things is getting your background sorted before you do a video call. So if you just bear with me for 30 seconds, I'm just going to just have a look here and see. Ooh, yeah, get rid of the Hitler book, yeah. And Woody Allen is slightly problematic. And yeah, I mean, Roger's Profanosaurus is a bit puerile, isn't it? I mean, and definitely the birthday card from the Thatchers, yeah, not good really. So what have we got here? What can we do? Oh yeah, a couple of music books. Yeah, Brian Wilson, that's a Beastie Boys book. That's sort of yeah, and there we go, and then yeah, a bit of a daft Monty. So you come across as not being too serious, and then a kind of a novel to show how erudite and interesting you are. So with that background now sorted and looking a lot healthier, I'm going to introduce the next item. Louise Curtis has been running ukulele groups in the Home Valley for quite some time now, and she runs various ones at the Tech. And she's going to lead us through the next 10 minutes. So, ukuleles at the ready, folks. Is mine tuned in? Oh, it is. And welcome, our next item, Louise Curtis, everybody.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Here's my contribution to this fantastic cause. I'm Louise Curtis. I teach ukulele and singing groups at the Home First Tech. Today I'm playing ukulele and singing. I'm going to do 2 songs for you. First one is Hold Back the River by James Bay. I've got headphones on because I've pre-recorded some nice harmonies, so I'm going to sing live for you, and then hopefully you'll be able to hear the added harmonies with it. The next song is called The Swimming Song by Loud and Wainwright. So a friend introduced me to this song and I'm really grateful because it's fantastic. It's a new one that I've just introduced to my ukulele group and my singing group, and I've arranged it with some harmonies. So if you enjoy singing or ukulele and you fancy joining in, there is some information at the bottom of the screen about how you can find out how to do that. You can get in touch. Enjoy. Thanks everyone, hope you enjoyed the songs.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you very much to Louise for that. I'm going to put my ukulele down now and just remind you of why we're here tonight. We are trying to raise some funds for our carers that are working in the Home Valley. So I'm going to put the link on again. Where shall I put it? I'll put it here. I'll put the link on there for you. Remember, it's a great cause. If you're enjoying tonight, even if you're not, please donate. Right, so moving on. I have always been obsessed with TV themes from a very early age, and I set myself the target 2 or 3 weeks ago of putting together a 50-song TV theme medley, and I'd like to perform that for you now, folks, before we move on to our next item. Bear with me. See if you can work out what they each are. Here we go. 50 TV themes, easy for me to say, in 5 minutes. Help, help, here come the bears. Help, help, here come the bears. Help, help, here come the If you want me to change the situation, time even longer. Cause the boys are here, the boys to entertain. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think all England's Flintstones, they're the Flintstones, they're the modern furry family. Super match game, 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 super match game. Mr. and Mrs. Look out for one another. Fame, I don't want to live forever. I want to learn how to fly high. I want to live forever. Baby, remember mine. Remember, 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 remember. Oh, here he is, the Pink Panther, the rinky-dink panther. Have you ever seen a panther so pink? He really is a groovy cat. What a color, what a scholar, what a acrobat. Quicker than the human eye. Paint the whole world with a rainbow. tantrum is green. Used to give me roses. Things were different then. That was on the outside. I wish you would have. La 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 la. Black or white, rich or poor, we'll cut prices out of school. I got it in the wrong order. Goodbye grey sky, hello blue. Nothing can hold me when I hold you. Feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all night long. Just the good old boys, always trying to do good, fighting the system like in you, modern day Robin. Thank you. Oh, I think that was probably longer than 5 minutes, everybody, but you'll forgive me, won't you? Okay, we're going to go to our next item now. Sharing Memories is a local charity that work with older people and do various projects with them. This next film culminated in this next film is their project, their final project before lockdown, which culminated in an open day at the Tech. It's amazing to watch. This was happening early February. To see crowds like this in the Tech is quite something. So enjoy the film about the Museum of Curiosities by One Day Media, and it's up next.
The Museum of Curiosities project is a celebration of the Home First Technical College, and the Museum of Curiosities part of it was inspired by the fact that there was a Museum of Curiosities at the Home First Tech building many, many moons ago. Home Valley Sharing Memories is an intergenerational group. We work on community arts projects. Lots of different groups all use this building, and we wanted to have a celebration of all the different things that happened here. So we work with primary schools, done a lot of work with special needs schools, lots of residential units, also with older people, to bring people together and share their memories and histories. Just the idea of the Museum of Curiosities made our imagination spark to all sorts of different things which were included in part of this exhibition and performances that happen today.
So I think we started first with Valley Beats, the Samba group. We thought that would work well with a kind of a voodoo style of artwork. We got various DIY percussion instruments. We made some shakers out of tin cans, bought a load of buckets, painted them black, and then decorated them with nice bright colours. We worked with Katie at Valley Beats, coming up with ideas for rhythms based on the theme of Yorkshire. We worked out there would be Yorkshire Hood, very good. Katie went away and she mixed all these different musical phrases together and came up with a big track. We performed with Valley Beats themselves on the day.
Our Sharing Memories group, I think, have enjoyed it very much because of the diversity and because they've had chance to do singing, they've had chance to write their own rhythms. I think it's worked really well. I think they've enjoyed themselves. I work as a community artist with the Home Valley Sharing Memories group to run intergenerational art projects. I led the Secret Life of Sheep tapestries. Today we're going to be doing something very fun. It's part of our project called the Museum of Curiosities. We got together with the children at Nab School, the adults at Bridgewood Trust and Enfield Down. For this bit, we're doing something very silly and very fun. And I need you to think of some really silly ideas, so I hope your imaginations are going to be ready for it. We all created our own individual piece of fabric art, which have been patchworked together to create the tapestry. Check it out! Fran's done a bit at home, it's fabulous. It's fab. I love it. Because it's so different from all the others and it's going to work so well when they're all brought together to have a few that are a bit, you know, like not just sheep. The Secret Life of Sheep. It's all the different things that sheep do while you're not watching.
The Cabinet of Curiosities is kind of loosely based on the idea of a Victorian museum with wonderful bell jars and specimens in and taxidermy and that kind of feel. Lots of curiosities inside. I wanted to work with quite large groups of people. We worked with Nab School, Bridgewood Trust and Enfield Down. And because obviously we were trying to engage a lot of people together, we wouldn't have had enough bell jars. So we worked with jam jars, kind of like turned upside down with little creations, our own little worlds inside. Each group kind of responded in a different way. It was lovely. The children, they just got straight into it. Really, really detailed in the work and it was really kind of story-based. Bridgewood Trust kind of worked more from their memories and finding like little objects that they loved that took their eye and then used those and formed a story. It's a really good topic to kind of get the memory flowing and creativity behind it. I thought it was really good. The Sharing Memories group worked with Enfield Down from Honley and they're a group of adults with various mental health issues. We've worked with them quite often and the idea was to gather lots of memories about Home Firth and the Tech building and kind of surrounding areas. We worked with Dan Price from the Soul Choir to compose a song.
Hello, those people who've not been here before. Nice to meet you all. This is the third week I've been coming here. We've been sort of doing writing poetry really. I've been given some various ideas. The ultimate goal being to come up with some nice poetic phrases about our area, Home Firth, that I could take away and write a song.
Dan got them to just kind of brainstorm a session initially and just come up with just their own individual memories of the area. Got them to do a little bit of singing, and then he did some poetry sessions with them as well. And we came up with an amazing piece of music that he put together from looking through all of their little bits of poetry and little bits of memories that they'd written down. He saw just a wonderful song. It was amazing. We performed that today and it was really well received. I think the open day today at the Tech has gone really, really well. We've had a massive mix of people. The Cabinet of Curiosities is just the most wonderful room. It's just filled with all sorts of weird and wonderful things inside jars. People have been walking around a central table, just peering in and trying to kind of read little bits of script and trying to work out what's going on in the jars. It's been lovely to see.
The project has gone incredibly well. We've worked with a lot of different groups and a lot of different people have been involved.
So it's kind of come together really well, I think. It's just been wonderful.
To the Tech, just to prove that it still is here. It's eerily quiet at the moment. This is the film you just watched. This was actually the little gallery that they created, the little museum they created, which is rather nice and still there. And oh, there's a crocodile. Oh, the drums they made as well. Yeah, so we are still here, awaiting the moment when we can actually get back in. But the reason I'm down here is because in the front here is a little box, and the idea is that you make a card, okay, that we can put in the boxes and to say thank you. So there are some here, but you can download them from the Facebook page. I'll put a link on it. I'll put it on again. Okay, thanks folks. Enjoy the quiz.